Hello, welcome back to another video where we are now, I don't know if this is lucky for someone, lucky for some, we're on day 13 post-operation. So it's been 13 days now since I had my circumcision operation, and just want to give an update on how things are going. So far so good actually. I mean, last night was probably the first night I've actually managed to sleep for at least 6 hours without waking up in any form of discomfort or pain. I think the reason why it feels a lot better now, to be honest with you, is because I've stopped wearing boxers in bed, so I'm letting it more freedom effectively in that area, where when I get the nighttime erections, that it doesn't push against the boxer shorts and cause any form of discomfort. There still is discomfort. The discomfort is the way to describe it. The best way of describing it, I think, is kind of like a pulling feeling on the skin, where it's not painful of such, but it certainly feels like something's tugging and pulling. Can only assume the reason for that is I've still got, I think, about 4 or 5 stitches there, which I believe will start coming out hopefully in the next day or so. And it's just pulling on those stitches really, and that's where the tugging sensation comes from. And I say no pain. You get a very slight pain, a little sharp pain around the stitches area, which I think is to be expected really, to be honest with you. Last night I decided to take a proper shower last night for the first time. So before, what I've been doing is sort of kneeling in a bath and using this sponge and using that to wash the water down me, being very mindful not to get water direct contact with the stitch area or the glue or anything along those ways. I've been be very careful around that side of things. But last night I decided to try to up it a little bit, so I decided to take the shower for the first time, but face the shower this time, so the water runs down my front and onto the incision area. And yeah, it's completely fine. It didn't hurt at all. It was kind of a warm sensation. It's actually quite nice, to be honest with you. I think where the exposed glands are now, the water kind of goes straight to that area, and you can feel the temperature change. It's not uncomfortable, but you can feel the temperature change. So that's good. That, it's one of those things I have been avoiding for the last week. Now, the other part of that now is I've got a very small element of glue still around the stitches area, which is starting to now come away. So I don't know whether it's in my mind or whatever it is. I'm mindful not to pick at it, even though it is starting to come away and it looks like it's freely coming away, because I'm just concerned that if I was to pick at it, there might be an open wound still there, which I'm not sure if it will be after 14 days, but I just want to be careful about that. So what I've allowed it to do is the warm water to run down onto the glue where remaining stitches are underneath, to kind of loosen up the glue on its own accord, and it's starting to come away on itself. Now, the only parts which are still remaining of the glue is in the underside where the frenulum is. There is still 3 stitches there which are still held, and there is still an element of glue on top of it. Temptation is to obviously pick it off, but I can feel when I touch that glue area there is still some tension there, so I'm assuming the stitch is still engaged and it's still there, so I don't really want to pull that off. So I'm going to leave that where it is and just let that naturally come off in its own accord. The other part of the glue is on the top side, which is still there, and it's either side of it is starting to come away now, so that's showing the skin, and you can see quite clearly where the incision was and where it's now glued, and it looks pretty good, to be honest with you. At this stage it's very swollen, so it's very difficult to get a proper picture of what the end result's going to be like. But from first observations now, I can see the glue is off and stitches are out in those areas. The skin looks very good. It's attached. There is no cuts, there's no pull-aways, there's nothing there. It looks very natural, which is fantastic news. Can't wait to see when the swelling goes down, to see the actual finished outcome, which I'm it's gearing up to be a very good outcome. So the only parts which have got glue on it at the moment is on the top part, and I feel that it's starting to come away more and more, and I suspect over the next day or so, as I'm taking more and more showers, the water is going to loosen that glue and it's just going to come off on its own, and underneath I'm assuming there is going to be no issues. Like the other sides have been no issues at all, so fantastic news, very pleased with that. But yeah, on the whole, things are really looking up. feeling a lot more positive about things now. It's been it feels like a long road, even though it's only been 2 weeks. It does feel like it's been an up and down, mentally as well as physically. I think, you know, being someone who likes to be out and about, doing a lot of exercise, lots of running, lots of cycling, hiking and such, and being restricted for this length of time has certainly taken its toll mentally more than anything else. But in terms of the healing side of things, it's been a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I think 2 weeks and I'm at a stage where I can now walk around my flat quite comfortably. I'm wearing loose jogging bottoms. So the reason I'm wearing those is opposed to tight jogging bottoms, and so I'm trying to desensitize the glands. So by walking around, I can feel the glands touching against the jogging bottoms, which is kind of, it's a funny sensation. I'm sure anyone who's experienced this, it's kind of a weird sensation. It almost feels like a tingle, and it almost makes me feel like I need to go to the toilet in a weird kind of way. But I know by doing this more and more often while I'm at home, it's going to desensitize it. By the time I'm, you know, in a couple of weeks' time, the more and more I do this, I'm fully expecting it to be at a stage where I can freely move about and, you know, start getting back to some form of, not intense fitness, but certainly get back to more walking, sort of slight hiking, and return back to gym to work on some body bits and pieces, which is great for my mind, and it helps me, you know, de-stress really after a hard days at work. But yeah, so anyone, you know, it's a positive outcome at this stage. So I'm looking forward to see how the next week goes. I understand from about week 3, from reading up what other people have written, that things really start taking a more of a further healing process, where a lot of stitches have then gone. The glue will hopefully be all gone. So it really is just coming down to just slowly letting the skin heal itself and the swelling come down. In terms of swelling, I mean, that's something which I am mindful will take months to actually fully come down, if not longer. So what I'm doing to help that swelling process is in the evenings, I'm trying to keep my penis facing upwards. That allows I think it's whatever it is inside to drain off, and the swelling will start subsiding. So doing that more and more, and I'm hoping that over time that will ease up, and the swelling won't look so bad. But yeah, well, thank you for watching again. And as always, if you have any questions for me at this stage, then please do write in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them as much as I can. If not, if there's enough comments on a certain area, I'll happily do a video on that as well, and give my side of things on how I'm feeling in that area, or whatever you want to know. So keep watching, and I look forward to doing the next video in the next day or so. Thank you very much.